God says, I will leave you. If you don't watch this now, you will receive wealth in your bank account. If you open this message immediately, don't skip, you won't receive money. And yet, sometimes, His messages come wrapped in warnings, not to frighten us, but to awaken hearts that have fallen asleep. If you are reading this now, know that heaven is reaching for you in this very moment, gently asking you to slow down, to listen, and to come back to where love never leaves. There is a reason you are here. There is something greater than what your eyes can see. You are not alone. God is watching, and His heart is heavy when you walk through your days without looking up to Him. Type 1010 if you believe. There are seasons in life when the weight of the world feels unbearable, and even breathing feels like a struggle. You might have been walking through storms that no one knows about, holding tears behind smiles, hoping someone, anyone, would notice how much you're hurting. But God sees. God knows. Even when you think no one understands, even when your prayers feel unanswered, He is there, walking beside you in silence, weeping when you weep, holding your hand even when you let go of His. There is a lie whispered into the ears of many, that if you miss the moment God calls, He'll abandon you. That if you don't listen right now, something terrible will happen. But the truth is, God's love doesn't leave like that. He doesn't walk away from you when you fall. He waits. He calls again. And again. And again. Not because He is desperate, but because His love is endless. He knows the storms ahead, and He longs to protect you from them. Not punish, but protect. Not threaten, but call back. He's calling you now, not to scare you, but to save you. There's a reason you've seen messages like this at this very moment. Maybe your soul has been asking for a sign, a lifeline, a whisper from the heavens that confirms you are still seen, still loved, still chosen. This is it. This is your moment. Do not scroll past it. This is the embrace from heaven you didn't know you needed. In a world full of noise and fear, here is the still, small voice of God saying, "Come back to me. I still love you." In this world, money will come and go. Health will rise and fall. Friends may leave. Doors may close. But God? He stays. He doesn't bless us just so we can be happy for a moment, but so that we can be filled for eternity. Sometimes the blessing you're hoping for is already on the way, but He's waiting for your heart to open so you can receive it fully. A closed heart misses miracles. An open one welcomes heaven to earth. Type 1212 if you trust in God. If you felt like your life has been stuck, like you've been working and praying but nothing is changing, remember this: God moves in His time, not yours. The delay isn't denial. Sometimes He slows things down to protect you from rushing into harm. Sometimes He's preparing something bigger than you asked for. And sometimes, He's simply waiting for you to sit still and surrender your plans so He can place His perfect one in your hands. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. Imagine Jesus walking beside you, dust clinging to his feet, his eyes locked on yours, smiling gently even as tears fall from your face. He doesn't shame you. He doesn't lecture you. He kneels beside your pain, his voice steady and soft, and says, "You are not forgotten. You are not too far. Come, walk with me." That is what he offers today, not condemnation, not threats, but a gentle rescue from all the noise that has drowned out your joy. Don't let the warnings of the world scare you into fear. Let the call of God draw you into peace. Your future is not built on fear. It is built on faith. God doesn't use threats. He uses truth. He speaks through love that cuts through lies and tells your heart, "I am still for you. I am still here. My hand is still outstretched. All you have to do is reach back." In the quiet of this moment, something is breaking off you. The fear that held you, the shame that haunted you, the lies that wrapped around your thoughts like chains, they are loosening now. Heaven is not angry at you. Heaven is rejoicing because your eyes are open. Because your heart is softening. Because even now, as you read this, you are stepping into something new. A season of healing. A season of restoration. A season of coming home to the one who has never stopped waiting for you. And no, this isn't just another message on your screen. This is an encounter. A divine appointment. A whisper from heaven wrapped in words, meant to catch your heart before the world hardens it again. There is no coincidence in the kingdom of God. There is only perfect timing. And this is yours. You are deeply loved. More than words can say. And whether you've been close to God or far from Him, today is a new beginning. A holy restart. You don't need to do anything big. You just need to say yes. To open your heart. To take one small step toward the light. God will handle the rest. He always has. He always will. You may have wandered far, you may feel unworthy of love or grace, but God has never turned His face from you. He watches you with the eyes of a father whose love never breaks, never wavers, and never grows cold, no matter how many storms have passed through your life. Type 222 if you feel God's presence. You might have been told that you need to earn your way back into God's heart. That you must be perfect, polished, put together. But Jesus came not for the perfect. He came for the weary, the broken, the lost. He came for you. The gentle hands that healed the blind and lifted the fallen are the same hands reaching out to you now. Not to punish, but to embrace. Not to condemn, but to restore. Sometimes we hear messages that make us afraid, messages that say something bad will happen if we don't act right now. But fear is not how God draws you. He invites you, softly but powerfully. His words carry weight because they are filled with truth, not threats. If you feel something stirring in your chest right now, if your heart is pounding or your spirit feels a pull, that is not fear, it is heaven knocking gently at the door of your soul, asking to come in and bring you peace. We are so often surrounded by noise, the noise of the world, the pressure of what we should be doing, the endless voices telling us we aren't enough. But God's voice is different. It doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It speaks in stillness, in quiet moments like this one. It tells you that you are enough, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are, His. There are moments in life that feel like a crossroads. You feel it deep within you, like something is about to shift. You can't explain it, but you know change is near. You might be standing at one of those moments right now, and it can feel scary. But here's the truth: God is already in the place you're heading toward. He's already made the way. He's gone before you. There is nothing ahead of you that God hasn't already prepared you to face, and nothing behind you that He can't redeem. You may be waiting for a miracle, praying for a breakthrough, hoping for something to finally turn around. And it may feel like nothing is happening, like heaven is silent. But God is not idle. In the silence, He is working. In the waiting, He is shaping your heart, building your strength, aligning the pieces you cannot yet see. You are not being punished. You are being positioned for something greater. Type 555 if you believe your breakthrough is near. Imagine the face of Jesus looking at you, not with disappointment, but with eyes full of compassion. He sees your burdens. He knows your battles. And still, He smiles. Because He knows what's coming. He sees the healing. He sees the doors opening. He sees the peace that will flood your soul when you finally surrender the weight you were never meant to carry alone. This is not the end of your story. It's not too late. You have not missed your chance. There is no expiration date on God's mercy. His blessings don't have a deadline. He is not limited by time, by failure, or by circumstance. What He has planned for you is still alive, still waiting, still possible. And if you would only quiet your heart long enough to hear Him, you would know, He has never left you. You don't need to perform to receive His love. You don't need to prove yourself to be worthy. All you need to do is open your heart and say, "Lord, I'm here." That's all. Because when God hears those words, no matter how whispered or broken they sound, heaven moves. Angels draw near. Grace floods in like morning light. And yes, there are moments when fear comes in like a flood, trying to convince you that something bad is around the corner. That unless you do something quickly, everything will fall apart. But that is not the voice of God. His voice brings peace. His voice leads you toward still waters, not panic. If something in your life is causing fear, bring it to Jesus. Lay it at His feet. He is strong enough to carry it. He is kind enough to care for it. You may be hoping for a financial miracle, for a healing in your body, for restoration in a relationship, or simply for peace to quiet the storm inside your chest. Whatever you are asking for, trust this: God hears you. He does not ignore a single tear or prayer. He keeps count of every cry, and He holds you through every sleepless night. What you need is not far from you, it's wrapped in the heart of the one who loves you beyond measure. When Jesus walked this earth, He didn't look for the richest or the most religious. He looked for those with open hearts. He spent time with the outcast, the broken, the doubters, and the ones who had lost all hope. And he transformed them, not with force, but with love. That same love is alive today. It hasn't faded. It hasn't grown distant. It is here. It is for you. Sometimes God allows the noise of this world to shake us, not to harm us, but to wake us up. To bring us back to His embrace. To remind us that no blessing compares to His presence, no miracle is more powerful than His love, and no fear is stronger than His peace. This very moment is sacred. It's not just another scroll, another post, another day. It's a divine pause, a holy invitation. God is calling you, not because you're in danger, but because He longs to be close. He longs to be your strength, your calm, your guide. And He will never give up on you. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. There are seasons when the soul feels tired, when prayer feels like an empty whisper, when hope feels too heavy to hold. In those moments, it's easy to believe that maybe God has stopped listening, or worse, that He has given up on you. But nothing could be further from the truth. You see, God doesn't measure your worth by your strength. He doesn't love you less when you're weak. In fact, it is in your weakness that His love surrounds you the most. When you are at your lowest, He is carrying you the highest. A mysterious 9-word prayer once sealed inside a private government vault is now resurfacing, and people everywhere are seeing financial breakthroughs overnight. Experts say it triggers a long silent part of the human brain responsible for abundance and wealth attraction. It takes less than 30 seconds to repeat, yet it's turning struggle into prosperity. Thousands are reporting cleared loans, sudden cash inflows, and unexpected blessings. Click the link in the description and comments before this secret disappears again. If you've ever laid in bed at night and whispered through tears, "God, please help me," know that He heard every word. If you've ever sat in silence, unable to speak, but your heart ached for peace, He was there, listening to the words your mouth couldn't form. His presence doesn't always come with thunder or flashing light. It often comes as a quiet warmth in your chest, a sudden calm in your thoughts, a feeling that you are held even when everything else is falling apart. The world has taught us to run faster, to fight harder, to carry everything on our shoulders as if that's what strength means. But God says, "Be still." Not because He wants you to do nothing, but because He wants you to trust that He is doing something. When you surrender the urge to control everything, you make room for His power to unfold in ways you could never plan. Some blessings come immediately. Others arrive slowly, piece by piece, like a sunrise that takes time to break through the horizon. And while you wait, it can feel like God is distant. But even in the waiting, He is working. He is aligning the right people, opening the right doors, healing the places in you that you didn't even realize were broken. Sometimes the delay isn't to punish you, it's to protect you. Because He knows what you're not ready for yet. And He loves you too much to let you receive something that could crush you if it comes too soon. Type 777 if you believe God is preparing something greater. There's something sacred about trusting God in the dark. When nothing makes sense, when the answers don't come, when the days blur together and you feel forgotten, that is where real faith begins. Not the faith that is loud and seen by others, but the quiet kind. The kind that holds on to hope with shaking hands. The kind that whispers, even now, I still believe. That kind of faith moves heaven. And Jesus, gentle and kind, walks with those who are hurting. He walks with those who are ashamed. He walks with the ones who feel like they've ruined everything. His footsteps don't avoid the mess. He steps right into it, with arms wide open, eyes full of love, saying, I'm not afraid of your past. I came for you because of it. That's the beauty of His grace. It goes deeper than your wounds, wider than your failures, and higher than your doubts. You don't need to beg God to love you. You don't need to fix yourself before He can use you. You don't need to be perfect to be chosen. You already are. Even with your scars. Even with your regrets. Even with the parts of you you're still trying to heal. His love was never based on your perfection. It was always about His promise. And He has never broken one. The enemy would love to convince you that you've missed your chance. That because you failed, or waited too long, or didn't listen the first time, God has moved on without you. But that is a lie. God's calling on your life cannot be cancelled by your mistakes. His plans for you are not destroyed by your detours. His mercy runs deeper than your missteps, and His grace will always find you, even in the places you try to hide. There's a shift coming. A change that doesn't come from effort or striving, but from surrender. A new chapter, not because you earned it, but because God is good. Sometimes He breaks you away from what you thought you needed to show you what you truly deserve. And when He moves, it might feel uncomfortable, unfamiliar, even painful. But trust this, He is moving you closer to the life He always dreamed for you. Look around. Look within. You are not where you used to be. Even if it's hard to see, even if the progress feels small, you are growing. You are healing. You are becoming the person God always saw in you. It's not happening all at once, but it's happening. Every quiet prayer, every tear you've shed in secret, every time you chose faith over fear, it's all being woven into something beautiful. You are not a burden to God. You are not too broken. You are not too late. You are exactly who He chose to love, right now, as you are. He's not waiting for a better version of you, He's waiting for your heart to simply open. To say yes. To take one small step toward Him. And when you do, even the angels rejoice. So breathe. Let go of what you've been clenching so tightly. You don't have to carry it anymore. Give it to Him. Give Him the pain, the questions, the pressure, the loneliness. Give Him your fears. He can hold them. He already has. And in return, He will give you peace. A peace that this world can't understand or take away. This moment is a turning point. It's not the end of the story, it's the part where everything begins to change. Where healing starts to bloom. Where joy begins to return. Where the chains finally break. And you begin to walk in the freedom that has always been waiting for you. And He doesn't turn away. He draws closer. The more broken you feel, the more His heart leans in toward you. His love is not like the love you've known before, it doesn't retreat in disappointment. It stays. It covers. It redeems. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. Buried deep in forgotten archives, a 9-word phrase once hidden from the public is now transforming ordinary lives. Neuroscientists call it a wealth frequency activator, because it awakens a part of the brain that naturally draws prosperity. It takes just seconds to speak, but the change can last a lifetime. People are waking up debt-free and financially secure. The page could vanish at any moment. Click the link before it's gone for good. You may feel like life has given you more than you can handle. You may have gone through losses you didn't expect, and valleys that felt too deep to ever climb out of. There were moments when you questioned why things happened the way they did. Moments you felt forgotten. But every tear you cried was seen. Every silent prayer was heard. And even now, when you feel like you've run out of strength, He is standing beside you, whispering, "I will carry you." This isn't just something to read. This is a moment that heaven has carved into your day to speak life into your spirit. To remind you that you are not just surviving, you are being shaped, protected, and gently led into something better. God hasn't forgotten about your dreams. He hasn't abandoned the promises He made to you. Just because it's been a long time doesn't mean it's not coming. God is never late. He's just building a foundation strong enough to hold what He's about to give you. And sometimes, the waiting is sacred. It's where your faith deepens, where your roots grow strong, and where you learn to trust Him not just for what He gives, but for who He is. He is not only a provider. He is a father, a healer, a friend, a guide through the darkest valleys. And He doesn't rush the process because He knows what's at stake: your peace, your purpose, your soul. The truth is, God is never after quick fixes. He's after deep healing. Healing that touches every corner of your heart. Healing that brings joy again. Healing that lasts. You might be wondering when the struggle will end, when the breakthrough will come, or when life will finally feel light again. And while you're waiting, it may seem like nothing is changing. But there's a shift happening in the spiritual places. God is doing things you can't yet see. And soon, what He's been preparing behind the scenes will start to show in your life. Type 1919 to receive miracles. God isn't distant. He's not watching from afar. He's right there, in the waiting rooms, in the hospital halls, in your quiet living room, and in your tear-soaked pillow. He's not uncomfortable with your pain. He's not afraid of your questions. In fact, it's often in our weakest, most honest moments that we find His presence the strongest. Not because He comes then, but because we finally notice that He's been there all along. There are blessings that can only be unlocked when we let go. Let go of the need to understand everything. Let go of the weight of doing it all alone. Let go of the guilt we've carried for years. And when we finally release it into God's hands, we find freedom. Not always instantly, but deeply and steadily. God's grace doesn't just cover your past, it carries your future. And if you've been living under shame, afraid that your past disqualifies you, know this: nothing you've done is greater than what Jesus did for you. His sacrifice wasn't partial, it was complete. You don't need to clean yourself up before coming to Him. You don't need to pretend you're okay. You just need to come. As you are. With your wounds, your doubts, and your desperate need for something real. Jesus is not a distant figure. He is a Savior who walks close. He knows what it's like to be rejected, to be betrayed, to feel the sting of human pain. And because of that, He doesn't just sympathize, He understands. When you feel like no one gets what you're going through, He does. And He doesn't offer shallow words. He offers Himself. His peace. His presence. His promise. Some days will be hard. Some prayers will feel unanswered. But none of it is wasted. God is weaving something out of every thread. Even the painful ones. Especially the painful ones. The story He's writing with your life is not one of defeat, it's one of redemption. And even if the chapter you're in right now feels heavy, the pages ahead are filled with restoration. One day, you will look back on this season and see how God used it. How He held you when you were breaking. How He carried you when your strength ran dry. How He answered prayers you forgot you even prayed. The miracle may not always look how you imagined, but it will be exactly what your heart needed. There is more ahead. More beauty. More healing. More purpose. This valley is not forever. And you're not walking through it alone. Every step you take, Jesus is beside you, holding your hand, calming your heart, reminding you that His love is still enough. And no matter how long it's been, it's never too late to turn to Him. Whether you've walked with Him for years or you're just now opening your heart, He's ready. Ready to forgive, ready to restore, ready to pour out love like you've never known. You don't have to earn it. You just have to receive it. Even now, as you read these words, the Spirit of God is moving. Softening the hard places. Filling the empty places. Bringing warmth to the cold corners of your heart. And if you'll pause just long enough to feel it, you'll sense it, that still, small voice whispering, "I've got you." Type 2323 if you agree. There are moments in life when your heart feels too tired to hope, too broken to dream again. It's in those moments that the voice of God becomes your lifeline. He doesn't shout over your pain, He speaks into it, gently, softly, like a whisper that finds you in the deepest part of your soul and reminds you that you are still loved, still chosen, and still worthy of a miracle. You haven't missed your blessing. You're not too late. His plan for you hasn't changed, even if the path has. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Maybe you've been walking through fire lately. Trials have come one after another, and it feels like you're losing more than you're gaining. But even in the fire, God is present. He's refining, not destroying. He's preparing you, not punishing you. The pain you're feeling is not the end of the story, it's the part where faith is being built, roots are growing deeper, and strength is being formed that no storm can take away. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. While the world may measure success by what can be seen, money, applause, recognition, God measures growth in secret places. He sees the choices you've made in silence, the prayers whispered through tears, the times you kept going when no one else knew how hard it was. These moments, though hidden, are precious to Him. They are seeds that will bloom in time. God does not waste pain. Every tear you've shed, He's collected. Every night you've cried yourself to sleep, He was there. Every time you wanted to give up but chose to trust Him anyway, He was strengthening you in ways that will soon shine through. Sometimes the greatest blessings come after the longest waiting. Sometimes it takes being emptied of everything else to finally be filled with what only God can give. Type yes to affirm. If your heart feels heavy today, you don't have to carry it alone. Jesus didn't come to put more weight on your shoulders, He came to lift it. He came to take the shame, the guilt, the fear, and the sorrow. He came to replace it with peace that stays even when the world shakes. He didn't ask you to be perfect. He just asked you to trust. To take one step at a time, with Him walking beside you. And yes, you may stumble. You may fall again. But every time you do, His hand is already there, reaching out to pick you up. His grace isn't running out. His mercy isn't on a timer. He doesn't turn away when you mess up. He draws closer. He wraps you in compassion. He speaks life when all you hear are lies of defeat. There's a reason you're reading this right now. Not by accident. Not by luck. But because God is speaking directly to your heart. Through these words, He is reminding you that this season of struggle is not a punishment, it's a preparation. You're being set apart, shaped for something greater than you can imagine. That ache in your chest, that longing for something more, it's not in vain. It's pointing you back to Him, to the One who fulfills every desire in the way only love can. Your healing is coming. Not just physical healing, but healing of your heart, your mind, your emotions, your memories. God doesn't patch things up. He restores them completely. He takes broken pieces and makes them beautiful again. He doesn't just fix situations, He transforms them. He doesn't just give back what was lost, He multiplies it. When everything around you feels uncertain, cling to what never changes, His character. His faithfulness. His love. God isn't inconsistent. He's not moved by trends or shaken by circumstances. He is steady, strong, unchanging. And when you anchor yourself to Him, no storm can sink you. You may not know what tomorrow holds. But you know who holds tomorrow. And that is enough. Keep walking. Even when your legs feel weak. Even when the path ahead is dim. Even when fear tries to paralyze you. Walk by faith, not by what your eyes can see. Because with each step, heaven moves. Miracles are set in motion. Doors begin to open. Chains begin to break. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will come after seasons of silence. God is not ignoring you, He is working deeply in the quiet. Sometimes He hides you, not to punish you, but to protect you. To grow you without distraction. To develop the character and humility needed for the blessings ahead. And when it's time, He will reveal you. He will lift you. He will launch you into places that only He could prepare. So breathe, child of God. Rest in His promises. Let go of the panic. You are not falling apart, you are falling into place. Your story is not over. Your light has not gone out. You are walking through the shadows, yes, but even the shadows are proof that light is near. And that light is Christ. The one who gave everything to bring you home. Let this be your reminder today, you are loved. You are pursued. You are worth rescuing. God is not waiting at the finish line. He's walking with you, step by step, moment by moment. Through every valley, over every mountain, in every breath. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can separate you from His love. But you haven't. He still waits for you with open arms, not to scold or shame, but to embrace and restore. His love isn't built on what you do. It's built on who He is, and He is love. Type 2020 to claim miracles. Some seasons stretch us to the point we feel like we won't make it through. We cry out in the dark, wondering if anyone hears us. And in that silence, we often feel the ache of loneliness. But even when no one else notices, God does. He never leaves. Even when your prayers feel unanswered, even when the pain doesn't lift, He is still there, quietly holding you through it all. The silence isn't rejection, it's His presence surrounding you in a way that words cannot. You've been carrying so much. Responsibilities, heartaches, unanswered questions, the pressure to appear strong when you're quietly falling apart inside. But God never asked you to carry it all alone. He's not impressed by your ability to hold everything together. He's moved by your willingness to lay it all at His feet. You were never meant to be your own savior. You were created to lean on Him, to trust Him, and to walk hand in hand with the one who never grows weary. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. Maybe you've lost something recently. Maybe it was a dream, a relationship, your peace, or the part of you that used to believe things would get better. Maybe life changed so suddenly, and now you're just trying to find your footing again. If that's you, hear this: God is not finished. What was lost is not the end of your story. He is the God of restoration. He doesn't just give back what was taken, He gives back more. And when He restores, He doesn't return it in the same shape. He makes it better, stronger, filled with purpose. It's okay if you're tired. It's okay if you don't have the right words for your prayers. God doesn't need fancy phrases or long speeches. He listens to the language of your heart. He hears the sighs, the groans, the tears. When your heart aches in silence, heaven hears it loud and clear. And the angels stand near you, not with judgment, but with comfort, ready to lift you up when you feel like you can't take another step. The enemy wants you to believe that your story ends here, that things will never change, that you'll always be stuck in the same pain. But the truth is, God is already doing something new. Even now. You may not feel it yet, but deep beneath the surface, seeds are growing. Doors are being opened. Healing is beginning. Your season of sorrow is not your final chapter. God is turning the page. Type 333 if you believe the next chapter is yours. Sometimes, the greatest miracles begin in the quiet places, in the unseen moments, in the hidden tears. They don't always look like fireworks or flashing lights. Sometimes, they begin with a calm thought, a softened heart, a new sense of hope you didn't expect. That quiet peace you're starting to feel? That's God. That's His way of letting you know He's near. That He's never left. That everything you've been through is not for nothing. If you've been questioning your worth, your purpose, your place in this world, let this truth settle deep in your spirit. God made you on purpose, for a purpose. There is no one else like you. You are not here by accident. Your life carries a weight of meaning far beyond what you can imagine. And even if the world hasn't seen it yet, heaven already celebrates it. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are here for such a time as this. The pain you've endured has not disqualified you. In fact, it's made you more ready. Ready to show others the strength of a God who walks through the fire and brings beauty from ashes. Your scars are not signs of defeat, they are marks of survival. Of faith. Of grace. You didn't give up. And that matters more than you know. You may feel like you're behind, like others are further along, doing more, having more. But comparison is a thief that robs the joy God wants to pour into your present. Your path is not supposed to look like theirs. Your timeline is not supposed to match theirs. God writes unique stories for each of His children, and the one He's writing for you is laced with love, grace, healing, and wonder. If all you've done today is hold on, that's enough. God honors the heart that stays when it would be easier to run. He sees your effort. He sees your loyalty. And He will reward your perseverance. There's a turning coming. Not because you've earned it, but because He is good. Because He is faithful. Because His promises don't return empty. And when the time comes, when the breakthrough arrives, when the door swings open and the blessing pours in, it won't feel like a coincidence, it will feel like a promise fulfilled. You'll look back and see that every moment of waiting, every step of faith, every tear and prayer, was worth it. You'll see that God never forgot you. That He never stopped working. That He was always, always near. Amen.